In Psalm 68, verses 32 through 35, Breakfast Bible Bites will look at the blessings of God lavished on his people, both Israel and the church. Verse 32 of 68 reads, Sing to God, O kingdom of the earth. Sing praises to the Lord. Selah. The kingdoms of the earth have gathered together in a celebration of praise. Our psalmist has been privileged to see far into the future to a time when every knee shall bow. Perhaps the song they are singing is a new song, and the nations will join the angels of heaven in a chorus of praise and exaltation that we are told about in Revelation 5:9. A time in heaven when exceptional praise was warranted and the angels sang a new song saying, Worthy are you to take the book and to break its seals, for you were slain and purchased for God with your blood men from every tribe, tongue, and people and nation. Verse 33 of 68 reads, To him who rides upon the highest heavens, which are from ancient times, behold, he speaks forth with his voice, a mighty voice. Way back in verse 7, he was described as marching through the desert with the emancipated slaves of Egypt, the Israelites. But here in his celestial glory, the one who resides outside of the constraints of time and space, we see him riding through the highest heavens. The Jews were accustomed to speaking of three heavens, the region above us, the firmament in which the stars are fixed, the heavens above all, the abode of God and the angels. So the highest heaven represents the special abode of God. The phrase from ancient times is probably meant to indicate their pre-existence to the earth. The voice with which he speaks is a voice of power. The power to bring life-giving light to the world needs only a few words. These few words, let there be light. His voice has within it the power of salvation through the Gospels. We read in 1 Corinthians 1:18, For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but it is God's power to us who are being saved. Verse 34 of 68 reads, Ascribe strength to God. His majesty is over Israel, and his strength is in the skies. That is, acknowledge him as God, as the God of power and strength by recognizing his supremacy in our worship and by submitting to him, trusting in him, as we let our hearts acknowledge his might. The proposal in the passage is that his character as our protector was evidenced particularly in the case of his people Israel by his power. That is, the entirety of the manifestation revealed his character and may be visible to all, and eventually can be seen in the events of nature. All are tailored to produce a deep and solemn impression in regard to his majesty and glory, laying a firm foundation for praise. Verse 35 of 68 reads, O God, you are awesome from your sanctuary. The God of Israel himself gives strength and power to the people. Blessed be God. The church that dares to entice people with worldly ways should follow in the footsteps of the saints of old, who obeyed the principles of God with fear and trembling, and their anonymity shrank before them. For the God of Israel gives strength and power to his people. Some churches attempt to keep up with the changing societal preferences and alter their ministry accordingly. But our God has not changed, neither do his principles as stated in his word. Our obedience is paramount if we, as his adopted children, hope to bask in his blessings. For example, his blessings toward his special possession Israel is clearly demonstrated in the Six-Day War of 1967. Israel was so dynamically outmanned and outgunned by the opposition forces that apart from the interposition of God, the hostilities would have been long and protracted, a battle of guerrilla warfare. Even so, the infant nation would possibly have overwhelmed. Praise be to God, for he has blessed those who love him. He continues to work out his good will for our future, so that one man shall chase 1,000, and two men shall put 10,000 to flight. That's Leviticus 26:8. All of the resolute power of Israel's warriors were derived from the Lord. Do you recall Jesus' words in John 14:21? He said, "The one who has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me, and the one who loves me will be loved by my Father. I also will love him and will reveal myself to him." God has an eternal plan with remnant Israel in a distinct God has an eternal plan, and remnant Israel has a distinct part in it, as does the faith-filled church.